Hello and welcome. In this video, we'll be studying about functions. So, what are functions? A function is basically a piece of code which will execute itself when we explicitly tell it to execute. So, what we do, I'll give you a simple example of a function here. We mention the function with the keyword def. So, def, and we will write the name of the function here. I'll name it as Python here. So this is a basic this is how you start to write a function. Suppose whenever there's a def written here, just assume that it is a function here. So I will print hello world here. Okay, so this is a simple example of a function. This is the keyword for mentioning that it is a function. This is the name of the function, and this is the code. This is what the function will do when we tell it to execute it. So I will just execute the code here. Oh, it did not give me an output here. It will give an output. The function will get executed when I explicitly mention the function. When I explicitly tell the function that okay, now we have to run it, now you have to give me the output, whatever now you have to execute the code which is written inside of you. So now how do we explicitly how do we tell the function to perform the uh, code which is written execute the code which is written inside it. So I will how do we call it? So Python, this is called as calling the function. What this does is tells the function to execute the code which is written inside it. This is called as calling the function, as I said earlier. So now we will execute the code here. Okay, so it gave us an output as hello world, because here we told the function, we called the function here. So it executed the code which was written inside of it. So written inside of it with the exam. Okay, so I'll tell you what is exactly inside the function and outside the function. For that we will create another function, give an exam, and I'll show you what is exactly inside the known as inside the function and outside the function. I'll create the function using def. I'll use the same name of the function Python. Okay, and okay, so here I'll print inside the function. And what is outside the function? Python is very much indentation, related to the indentation. It executes the code according to the indentation. So here inside the function we give it an indent. It automatically gives the id, automatically gives it an indent. And once we get out of if you want to get out of the function here, we remove the indentation. So this is the enter and backspace. It got so once we remove the indentation here, it gets out of the function. And I will write another print statement here. Print outside the function. Okay, I'm sorry. Function. Okay, so now I will execute the code here. Okay, so it gives an output as outside the function. This is because I did not call the function. The same mistake that I made here, I did not call the function and it did not give me an output here. So similarly, I did not explicitly call the function, I did not tell it to execute the code which was inside it. So now I will explicitly tell it to execute the code here. So I will type Python here. This is known as calling the function, as I mentioned earlier. So I am calling the function. So this was exactly outside the function. Now it will give the output is outside the function as well as inside the function here. So I'll execute the code here. So it gave me an output outside the function and inside the function. So as you understood from this code, it did not give me an output of inside the function when I did not call the function, and it gave me an output of inside the function when I called this. When I wrote this small line of code, Python and round brackets, which is called as calling the function. So now this was the basic example with strings. but we can even give values, we can even deal with integers, we can even give values to the function to execute it. So I'll take an example. I'll be better with able to explain you with an example here. I'll take a simple example of if else statement, if else, and I'll be trying to find out the even odd out of the given number. So this is the keyword for starting a function, and I will name the even I will name the function as even odd. Okay, so I'll start it. If I'll write the code here, if x not equal to 0, print odd. Okay, so now this is the code inside the function, but there's a red mark here which shows that there is some error. So what it does is, I'll write an x here. Okay, I'll explain it to you. Now it's time to call the function. So even odd, and now I will be passing the number that I want to find out whether it is even or odd. I will take an example of 43 here. So what it does is, on calling the function, it tells this function to execute it, but using the value 43 here. So the value 43 will get inside, will get loaded as x here. So the value 43 will come here. It will see if it is even or not. I'm sure it is not even, and so because since it is not even, it will get into the second loop here, and it will print out an odd here. I will execute the code. Okay, so as expected, it gave the output is odd. So what it does, as I already explained, it took the value 43, it loaded here in the x, and simply it found out whether it was an even or an odd integer. So now what here I just passed single value, which is 43, but similarly we can even pass multiple values, and I will give you a simple example using division here. So I'll try to divide two numbers. I'll mention the keyword that it is a function here. I'll write it as name the function as division, and I will be loading here two values, x and y, because I want to divide two numbers. So what I will do is z equals x divided by y, return z. Okay, so now I will be calling the function division. So I will load the x as, let's take it 45, and I'll take the y as 9. So 5 9, it is like 9, 45 divided by 9, I should get output as 5. But since I'm returning the value here, I'll be taking print. I'll be printing it out. Okay, so I'll be printing the value. Okay, so it gave me an output as 5. So this was just to show you that function don't just deal with strings or just a single value. You can give multiple values. You can even give 3 values, 4 values, 5 values, even 100 values, but I think that is very much unlikely in this case. So this was the basic example of a function. This was the part 1 of function. In the part 2, we will be dealing with a slightly more complicated example of Python, and I'm sure you did not get what is return here. So I will be explaining it in the part 2 of the tutorial. So I hope you like the video. So please like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks a lot. See you in the next video.